Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Karn Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game one. Huh. 8 hits off the top for Soul Lands. Yeah, it's kind of it for this hand, isn't it? Just 8 hits. Not bad. Yeah, we'll keep it. We do get another peak thanks to Hedge Maze. So I think this should be fine. Worst comes worst, we do just go Malevolent Rumble on 2. Misty Rainforest, pass. Put a pause on end step. Misty Rainforest, fetch. Since we did increase the number of Writhing Chris, we have actually noted that Hedge Maze has gotten worse. So it actually might be time to drop down or drop back off to Commercial District. Oh, ain't that a freaking showing? Huh. That is awkward. Hmm. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. I agree about it. I mean, I think I just have to go Temple. Yeah. Like, on one hand, yeah, we could have just went Myco Spawn. There's no guarantee that our spawn token makes it through the turn, though, is my main concern. If it doesn't, then we're kind of sitting here with a dead hand. Whereas at least now we do have access to to Kozilek's command. Steam Vents feels like it could be prowess. But it feels like that'd be a slow hand if prowess didn't play anything on turn 1. 3 types. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 short of Emrakul. Huh. Draw. Eldrazi Temple. I'm not entirely sure what we're up against. This will have 2 types to yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, if this resolves, we have an Emrakul next turn. At least we have access to it. This could be Splinter Twin. That is a thought. Tapped. What else would this... Oh. Is this Through the Breach? Okay, so I think I know what this is now. Done. Bottom draw, K return, drop Jukabog, in data case, Stomping Ground, Shock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 2 would be 6, so we can't do Chrysalis and Break. So I think we just go World Break here. If my assumption is correct, and this is Through the Breach, we need to cut them short on resources. Because they'll go K command here, right? I mean that they'll still be a land off of Through the Breach, though. Yeah, that's not great. I guess I could have played Emrakul. There's Through the Breach. It's Annihilator 6, so basically we're not dead, but we get sent back to the Stone Age. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had gone Emrakul the Promised End taking control their turn, would it have been enough? That's the part I'm not sure about. I'll go E-Temp and pass. And pass. Yeah, I try to slow him down, but no dice. Stock up. And draw. Wooded Foothills. Play the Wooded Foothills and pass. Unfortunately, the Stomping Ground is in Yard, so we won't have our red source. Do you have another Through the Breach? And, yep, got it. Alright, well, that was rather unfortunate. Would have playing Aeon's Torn been better? Not Aeon's Torn, Emrakul. How's Through the Breach read? Actually, let me check that. I think that is actually an important question, because I may have misplayed there if what I think is possible is possible. You may put a creature. It is a May ability. I mean, I guess maybe casting the Emrakul was right, because I could have cast Through the Breach, and by casting Through the Breach, we then... Yeah, if I had done that, by casting Through the Breach, I could have then not attacked. I would have had an Emrakul. And we'll keep this as is. So maybe casting Emrakul was right. We were trying to keep him off, basically. If they didn't have the K command, they would have been set back pretty hard. If they did, then they had to Through the Breach. We had gone Emrakul, would have played around the K command. Give and take. I'll keep. So we're going to try and set up for a K command. The question is, do we tuck Sire Ugin? I'm going to guess. I'm going to say Ugin. It does present a 2-turn clock, but I'm not sure we have that much time if we just try and hard cast it. Holding up blue, temp, I mean, it might just be in my best interest to fire this off of the fetch. Yeah. That way play around their consigned memory. So go top, top, draw, pass. So we'll be able to world break next turn. I think that's where this matchup kind of shakes out, is early land destruction like world break or sowing Myco Spawn. The main problem will be, yet again, if they have interaction. Uggin's Lab, Toxic Null Drift, draw, K command. I mean, there's a possibility that they have another Ugin Lab, so I think we need to send the world break. Just play it into consign if they have it. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious that was there. But the thing is, if I don't do that and they just play another lab tuck and go for it, then we're in a pretty rough spot. Draw. Bajuka Bog isn't really doing much. You could play Sire 7 Deaths for what it's worth, but I don't think it makes sense here. We could K command, actually. This actually is relevant too in case they do through the breach, because this way we do have the spawns the sack. Really? Didn't think that they run force. Interesting. Oh boy. Well, that does complicate things. We have the Sire to follow up, but... Another stock out. K command X1. Holding up a blue source, so that X1 was pretty... had to have been pretty much for K command. Problem is here, we have the sowing Myco spawn, but have no way to cast it. I mean, I can't assume they have it, so we're just going to hold the Myco. But I'm pretty sure they do. They held the blue source through the breach, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this again wipes out... my board. They're still holding up a blue source as well all the while. We have time to rebuild, but it's not a lot. There's Drift to evoke. will go Hedge Maze. Yeah, I think the one change I do want to make is probably to swap out Hedge Maze for Commercial District again. I think that would benefit the deck. Talisman of Creativity. Stone Rain. I think this deck being Through the Breach could probably support Molten Rain. I think. Or Stone Rain. Through the Breach. There's the Devourer. GG's. Yeah, we just did not have... Like, it felt like every time we had momentum, they just always had the answers. So, I feel like that may have been more variance than anything. Maybe I could have been a bit more conservative and tried to hold back the World Breaker, but I think it was the right move just to play it through in case they did have the lab into Breach. Yeah, it's 3 cards out of the 5 they had in hand, but still a possibility. And the K command, I still think it was right to fire off. Just because we were playing around Consign, and I can't imagine they have too many forces in the deck. Yeah. Alright, well, sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. That said, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. 4 hits off the top for Temple, another 3 from our Malevolent Rumble. So we're looking at 7 hits. 7. A Talisman would do it as well. So... yeah, you can keep it. Not my favorite hand. Not the worst, though. I would take a Null Drifter as well, just for a Divination on 2. If nothing else. Otherwise, we're setting up for a turn 3 Chrysalis into turn 4 Sowing Mycospawn kicked. Either that, if we see the need for it, we can always go for a turn 3 Karn. Definitely depends on what we're up against. But by far the best thing we can draw off top is definitely an Eldrazi Temple, which is 4 hits. Draw. Forest. Utopia Sprawl. Red. Pass. And pass. Watergrave Shock for Thoughtseize. I mean, I think taking... either Sowing Mycospawn or Chrysalis is probably the right hit. I'd say Chrysalis just because it does have a decent body tied to it. But the Sowing Mycospawn's ramp is also theoretically a problem, so either one is probably the best choice. Okay, Sowing Mycospawn. Like I said, I think it's either one's reasonable. Jukabog. I will play Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass, and pass. It is an island, and blue. Thought Scour. Oh, this is Reanimator. Okay. So, yeah, this is Reanimator. So in that case, we could just go Bojuka Bog. Otherwise, we could try and force through a Karn. The main downside of forcing through a Karn here would be getting hit by a Force Negation. Spell Pierce also is a possibility, so it might be safer to just Bojuka Bog. Yeah, let's go Bajukabog. Bajukabog, target you, and pass. So this way they would need another Thought Scour in order to get a target into yard. It gives us a guaranteed turn without having to deal with an Archon, right? There's a frog. Draw. Malevolent Rumble. Green. Black Rumble. Do you have a force? You do not. I mean, I think we could just go for Stomping Grounds here. And then we can go one of two directions with this, is my thought. We could go Writhing Chris just as a blocker. I don't think they have a force, so we could just equally go Karn and go for a Tormod's Crypt. Go Forest. Karn. Minus Karn. Because, like, we can deal with a frog. We can't deal with is an Archon or something to that degree getting reanimated. So I think playing it safe and grabbing Tormod's Crypt here will work. 2, 4, 5. Next turn we can Writhing Chrysalis into Writhing Chrysalis. So we'll have blockers. Karn will be down, but Karn will have served its purpose as the toolbox it is. So we at least cut off the persist line. There's an Archon. Oculus. Combat. Targeting Karn. Karn down. Trigger Frog. Draw a card. Tis a land. Black. Thoughtseize. Unearth. In response. Pass. Fetch Polluted Delta. Do you really have another target and a persist? Shock, rather. Red. Faithless Looting. Oh. My second monitor decided to go black for a second there. But we're back. They do have another Oculus in yard. So let's play Stomping Ground and Shock. So green. This should be red. It is. It is a Writhing Chris. Trigger 1, always yield. Trigger 2. And cast Writhing Chrysalis number 2. And we'll hold. And hold. I mean, they could have persist or unearth for the abhorrent Oculus. I think opponent has forgotten an important thing about Writhing Chrysalis. Sneaky Reach activated. Oh, no, I was gonna say, did we realize? No. Alright, I mean, at most, what's happening here? Oh, we tap in mana now. Otherworldly Gaze? Oh, I do that right then and there. Weird. Well, we Surveillant Friend. Another Gaze in the yard. Go to blocks. I mean, most Chrysalis can get to 5 power. I guess there's no reason for me to block with the 2/3 then. Yeah, trigger. Yeah, so I did make a mistake by blocking the second one, I suppose. Two cards in hand. Black, red. Black, red, persist for Oculus. That's fine. Trigger. I think it actually might be reasonable for me just to attack in and try and get my opponent down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, because if we just play aggressively here, I think we just, yeah. I guess I'll turn like just, no, because if I just attack, they just continuously block the manifest creature, so attacking with both I think is right. Because eventually they will have to block unfavorably. At the same time, yeah, let's block or let's stack aggressively. So this is 8 damage. 8, 10, they'd beat a 3. Yeah, so now they, like I said, they're forced to block. Passing. Yeah, they can attack the Oculus, but they can't attack with anything else. They can only do that for this turn, though, unless they have another cast. Otherwise, they'll have to block with both manifest creatures. Combat. Damage. No reason to play temp, so I'll pass. Black for fatal push. Yeah, that was the worst. Double fatal push? Jesus, okay. Well, that was definitely a worst case scenario. So we'll take 4 down to 10. I mean, we once again can play anything in our deck right now. So if we just draw something, we have gas. Down to 10. Faithless Looting. Won't you just draw 2, discard 2? I think opponent realized that too. They would just put them directly into yard. Manifest K command. I mean, yeah, if there's a time to cast this is now. So 7, let's take a look. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 8 is 14. So we have the Emrakul basically. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 8, 16. 16 minus 4 would be 12. So I can't go sowing Myco spawn. So I think I just send it then with x equals 8. Trigger Sanctum. And then go yes. I'm going to grab Emrakul. Bottom, 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 bottom. I think we can drop the K return as well and just top the K command. Top. Return, comrade. You'll want to fetch with Bloodstained Mire, otherwise I will fetch shock you to death. Does mean if I draw shock off the top, I win. We'll be able to Faithless Looting. Fetch with Bloodstained Mire. I mean, a Surveil Land wouldn't be bad. At least sets up a bad card for me to draw into. Oh, you should have left that on top, friend. What are you doing? Otherworldly Gaze, I see. I mean, I might as well Otherworldly Gaze on upkeep. That would allow me to try and find a shock, I suppose. Otherwise, we could just leave dead cards on top. Yeah. Because we'll Slammed Horn Oculus into Emrakul. Alright. I will cast Otherworldly Gaze. Archon, Persist, Emperor Bones. To grave, to grave, to grave. Draw. It's a persist, you say? Combat. Also, what are you? Thoughtseize. Attack with Abhorrent Oculus. Block with Emrakul. I could persist here. Return target. Like, I could just return a Psychic Frog. It wouldn't exactly be doing much. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, and we'll pass. And there's Faithless Looting. Flashback. And Bone scoops it up. Okay. Win for game 1. And yeah, it's the Thoughtseize underneath the Manifest Creature. Lithomantic Barrage is good. Jailer's good. Cut Karn. Cut Ghost Quarter. Keep Caverns, Bog. Cut Emrakul, since I do run Jailer. And run it back like this. Seems right. Yes. I guess we could always bring in the Tormod's Crypt as well. We'll keep this. We have 11 hits off top for the lab. Pass. Otherwise, we'll go Utopia Sprawl on 1. Draw. Utopia Sprawl on 1 it is. For red. Pass. Fetch Bloodstained Mire for Surveil Land. Watery Grave for Thought Scour. Target self. Otherworldly Gaze. Close enough. What do they see is the question. Nothing of relevance. We'll pass. Again, 11 hits off top for lab. So we have 15 hits, as we also can find a temple. That would be ideal to deal frog. Lab. Trigger. And we'll force check. Actually, so there is a thought here to holding the K command, as they do have the possibility of trying to go for a persist line. At the same time, I think, do we play around persist or do we play around a counterspell? I'm going to play around a counterspell here. Pitches the Archon. We may have been incorrect, damn. And we'll hold and hold. Do you have the persist? There's persist. Does shrink the Archon. Sack, pitch, land. Maybe I should pitch the Talisman in retrospect. Draw, Talisman, or Temple. Okay, I think I see the line. Because I want to get Ugin, basically, and have that resolve so we can get rid of Archon. We can K-Command, pitch Talisman for 2, 4, 5, which would give us the Ugin. 2, 3. Yes. Okay, I have ideas. The question again is, do we play around the counterspell if they fetch with the Polluted Delta? Otherwise, I'll have 5, 4. Yeah, we can play around a counterspell. I mean, if they don't fetch, that means they have a consign in hand. And that would prove to be a problem. Yeah, that's a problem, alright. Another fetch. Go to combat. Attack in response. Sack. Discard. And, I mean, we'll fire it off. Not much we can do otherwise. Interesting. Lithomantic Barrage doesn't deal with the Archon. Bottom. 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 Draw. Down to 9. So at least we can trigger Sanctum and see if we can dig a bit deeper. Fetch Scouting Tarn. Theater. Keeps it on top. So, I mean, the Polluted Delta could have been a bluff, I suppose. I just still feel like they could have a consign at the ready. Faithless Looting would be my guess here. Yep. Discarding 2. Discards another Archon. I mean, if they persist here, I would be okay. Gaze, Surveil. Why cast that now, though? They might have an Unearth in hand and are looking for an Oculus, would be my initial thought. Yeah. There's the Oculus. Do you have the Unearth? I would be okay with this because I'll be able to exile both the Archon and the Oculus with Ugin. And clear the yard with the Jukabog. Yeah, this is fine. There's the Unearth. Yep, this is a-okay. 1 card in hand, so no force. Yep, we're actually golden now. Trigger. Play Sanctum of Ugin. Return Ugin to hand. I will tap, cast Ugin, red, Sanctum, 5. Sanctum of Ugin, Ugin target, Archon, Archon down. Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. So we're going to go Emrakul. Zero. Kick Mycospawn. Ugin target Ak. And we'll target, I guess, blue-red. And Bajukabog, target you. And pass. Alright, and pass. I think we should just be able to win from there. We draw into a land. Why do that? Could be a frog, I guess, that they could flip. Persist. Fatal push? Yep. Frog. Draw. Plus Ugin. Jailer. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if we tuck the drift. Do I want to tuck the drift? I mean, I'm not sure playing the Emrakul is entirely necessary right now. I'm actually going to hold 4, 3, cast drift, and Bone scoops it up. And win for game 2. Awesome. Solid stuff. With that said, we'll be back for match 2. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. 11 hits off the top for K Command X2. I'll keep. Rumble pushes it from 11. Well, I guess so 11 just for K Command, or just for the lab. 14 including temples. And then I'll take a Malevolent Rumble as well. So 17 hits off the top is pretty good, I'd say. Take a Talisman too. So 21 hits. Island, Preordain. Bottom, draw. And pass, draw. Ugin Lab, tuck the breaker. Do we want a force check here? Yeah, let's force check. I mean, alternatively, I could do it on their upkeep. If I do it on their upkeep, they won't have a counter spell up. It's unlikely they have the consign main. And they would need a spell pierce, which isn't played often. We'll do it on upkeep, it's more likely to resolve. Done. It's less likely to be played. Need to shut my damn mouth. Want this? Preordain. Oh, that is so funny, but also so depressing. Talisman of Impulse. We'll play Talisman. Play Forest. Hold Command. And we'll do it on end step now, since they do have double blue for a counter spell. Fetch, Scouting Tarn. Thundering Falls. And Ren's Resolve. Oh, son of a. Put a pause on end step. K command, X equals 2. So this is it Ruby Storm? Interesting. Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Top, draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. We can rumble and still have 7 for Karn and a Trinisphere. We also could go Jailer. Would stop them from even casting Medallion or Desperate Ritual. I think the Trinisphere is objectively better by comparison. I will grab the World Break. Ugin Lab, Imprint Break. So, confirming real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 minus 3 would be 6. So now I can't do both. So in that case, Karn. Minus Karn, yes. For Trinisphere. Trinisphere, and pass. And pass. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get rid of the Ruby Medallion, but it's not necessary, right? It's a cost reduction, so Trinisphere doesn't care about it. Land tapped. Draw. Temp. So what we'll do here then, kick Myco. Kick the Steam Vents. I will play... You can set up a Sanctum of Ugin play, I suppose. Otherwise, Eldrazi Temp. Let's go Temp. Minus Karn. Yes. For Liquid Metal Coating. Cast Liquid Metal Coating. Go to Upkeep. Liquid Metal, target land. Put a pause on end step. Unless they have a land, they can't play anything this turn. Red. Do you have an instant speed spell? No. Mountains. They can play a spell. Next turn we'll play World Break. Return World Break to hand. Draw. Local Metal Coating, target Thundering Falls. And basically now we're just going to Trinisphere lock you out the game. Blue. Karn plus. Phase change. What you got, friend? And unless you have a bounce spell, so like a Brazen Borrower for petty theft, and Into the Flood Maw would work here. Sink in the Stupor will also work, but I mean, I just go. Oh, I'm not sure what's up, if it's my connection or something else, but my monitor keeps on flickering. World Break, target Steam Vent. And just recast the Trinisphere, yeah. Alright. Good stuff. So this is Ruby Storm. And for game 1, we'll cut Karn, K return. Let me take a look at my sideboard guide real quick. For Ruby Storm, we want EE Jailer Trinisphere. And then Chalice when we're on the play. We got the Ghost Court and I think a Writhing Chrysalis. Yeah. Alright, let's run it back. On the draw for game 2. Feels slow. Like, yeah, we will be able to rumble potentially into Trinisphere, but we'd only be able to play it on 3, which feels like it could be a turn too slow, because that's when they normally go off, so I'm gonna mulligan. There's a Trinisphere on 2, yeah. So I will pitch the Ugin. Done. Pass. Draw. Worst thing we could... Actually, that's not even the worst thing we could see now. So we'll go Misty Rainforest, fetch. Forest, Sprawl, for red, and pass. Fetch Scouting Tarn. The biggest thing is whether or not they hold up a blue source. If they do, we have to consider if they have a counter spell for Trinisphere on 2. Otherwise, landing the Trinisphere will be very good. Keeps it on top. Sporific Springs, Bolt, passing, okay. So maybe it's just right then to hold up the K command because they're telegraphing something, right? So in that case, I'm going to just play Temp, hold up the K command for Ral. Because what else would they be telegraphing here other than counter magic? Not much. At least not that I can think of. And hold. Paying cost for a ritual. Not really. It's net neutral. Blue red. Preordain. So they're looking for something. They must feel confident, though, that they're able to go off. If they're holding up a counterspell, then why decide to go on the offensive? But Preordain means they need a land in order to ritual into mana reduction into ritual. That's a lot to ask for. Because if they don't have a land here, they just pass. We Trinisphere. Yeah. Oh. That's good news for me. Pause on end step. K command X2. And done. Another Trinisphere. Breaker is also appealing. So we will go, let's go top and top. I'll draw into both. Sanctum of Ugin. Tuck Drift. Trinisphere number 1. And Trinisphere number 2. Pass. Next turn we have World Break to lock them in place. Because now they really need, what they need is going to be a Brotherhood end. So we can keep them under 3. We should be in a good spot. Opponent just goes gross. I mean, to be fair, the Trinisphere tech has mainly been for prowess, but it does hit whatchamacallit. Actually, we don't need to sack that. It does hit I'm blanking. Ruby Storm pretty hard. World Break, target falls. So even if they draw into a land, they're still locked out. Next turn we can cast the Sire 7 Deaths. And then just start laying down fire the following turn. Actually, it's lethal the following turn because it'll be knocked down to 11. Sire resolves, and then we have a lethal board state. Yeah, okay. We should be good then. Because, yeah, they can't do anything this turn. They can do something next turn, but all they can really do is bounce a Trinisphere, which means we should be set. And then we'll be able to bounce a Sire. So at most, what they would be able to do, not this turn, but next, is bounce a World Breaker to give them a turn. Yeah. So I think we have this locked up. Really? They missed another land drop. That is rough. Their hand must have been pretty good for them to keep that. They must have been pretty confident in it if they had drawn into a card or drawn into a land, probably on turn 2. Draw. Okay, well. They missed a land drop, so there's no real point in going World Break. Like, we could add Insult to Injury. I guess, actually, the benefit of World Breaking again... No, there's really no point to it. Like I said, just Insult to Injury. Because, yeah, they play a land, then what? They do nothing. They can't play anything because they're under Trinisphere, so we just win. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing they can do. So while, yes, I could play World Breaker, playing the Sire is the better option just to end the game. Otherwise, they'll be at 1 instead of dead. Not that they would be able to play anything, so really it doesn't matter when it comes down to it. It doesn't matter which one I cast here. They die. If they had played another land, then the World Breaker would probably be the right call. But even then, I don't think they would be able to do too much. Opponent must be trying to math out if they have like any real way to make it work. Yeah, I don't think they really have any way to make it work. So, not sure what opponent's doing. Like I said, I'm wondering if they're trying to figure out any potential lines, but there just simply aren't any. At least none that I'm aware of. So, while they continue to think it over, we will pause recording and be back in a bit. Alright, and we're back. We'll attack with World Break. Like I said, it doesn't matter what we cast here. But we'll go Sire. Just to present lethal damage, and there, no uncertainty that we're winning this match. Wonder why they're on Izzet Ruby Storm. I haven't seen Izzet played in a hot minute. I mean, I guess Flame of the Nord does deal with Trinisphere, though Boris does have access to like Wear Tear, Static Prison, and the like. I'm going to guess opponent's going to be tinking again, so we'll be back once it's either our turn or they concede. Alright, and we're back. Opponent passed it back. Let's not belabor the point. We are going to attack in with World Breaker, Sire for lethal damage. Trinisphere once again coming in clutch. I wonder why, or like what prompted them to hold up 2 mana that one turn. Still felt a little bit weird that they shocked in the or bolted in the Sporific Springs, but then did nothing with it. I wonder if they had planned to maybe cast Manamorphose at instant speed. But this is lethal. Opponent can't cast anything. That there will be the end of the game. We're just waiting for the creatures to connect. So, with that being said, instead of returning for a wrap-up, we'll just wrap up now, and we'll be back for match number 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. 8 hits off the top, 11 for Rumble. Yeah, we can keep it. Again, not my favorite hand, but it's keepable. Wooded Foothill, Fetch, Forest, Sprawl, for red, and pass. And pass. Boseiju, Titan, yikes. Alrighty then. That is not what we're looking for. Go Verdant Catacombs, pass. Put a pause on end step. This might be a bit of a yikes. Might go Synth Gardens. Spelunking means that a Ghost Quarter does not give us time. 2. Picks up a Seiju. Plays the Explore. Plays Amulet. I mean, the Amulet's a bit redundant at this point. The Saga and the Mycosynth Gardens could prove to be an issue. K command to Yard. Draw. K return is doing nothing here. And this is looking pretty grim. We'll play the Sanctum of Ugin and pass. We'll hold the K return in case it's relevant. Not that I think it's going to be. I think we did. So we have now potentially 3 Amulet triggers if they were to make the Mycosynth Garden into Amulet. There's the prime time. Yeah, we're not going to make him go through it. We'll concede. So, Amulet Titan. Go to sideboard. We want to bring in Consign to Memory. And a Jailer. Let's confirm sideboard guide. Amulet Titan. Yes, cutting K return gemstone. Alright, let's run it back. I guess we could run Chalice. Chalice on 1 isn't bad, but they just have Saga, then it feels pretty bad. And we could always go Karn to Chalice for 0. To try and cut them off with a Pact. Okay, but it cuts off the Aftermath Analyst line at the very least. Hedge Maze, trigger, K command top, pass. Pass. Do you have Amulet on 1? You do. Expedition map, actually, okay. We might be able to make this work then. Because now we can counter the last trigger on Saga. And we can also counter them casting an Amulet. Seiju. Crack map. Explore. Resolves. Battlements, and passing. Draw. Sprawl. So sprawl. Actually. I want to play... So we play the Ugin Lab regardless. Done. We can play Talisman. So if I go Talisman, Sprawl. Sprawl for, let's say, red. Yeah, we'll say red. Play Jailer. And now hold up Consign. I mean, next turn we can dig pretty deep of the K command. We've cut off a line at least. Tapping for 2. I'm going to consign the trigger. Spelunking. So they have a amulet effect now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Explore. Jesus, okay. Well, there's a shifting woodland. Green, green, aftermath. That's a bold move. Rumble. That is a bold move, Cotton. I'm going to start with a rumble. There's no reason to hold the red, so yeah, rumble. Three cards in hand. I guess the question is if I have the choice. If I can find a Sowing Mega Spawn, I think I do go for Kick and a Ghost Court. Where's the Ghost Court and Bog? I feel like I also just need a threat, though, in the way of Sire. Let's go Ghost Quarter. Play Ghost Quarter. I think I need to scry draw here in exile. And done. Mycospawn, Karn. So in that case, bottom, top, and draw. Ghost Quarter. I'm a little bit worried about the prime time. So I'm worried about them having a prime time, but I'm also equally as worried about them making Shifting Woodlands into prime time. So maybe we do go after Shifting Wood. Yeah. Because they would have 1, 2, 3. If they have 4, let's go after Shifting Wood and pass. And pass. And pass. I mean, I guess there was a thought to maybe exiling the prime time out of Yard. Saga. I mean, they won't be able to haste Scape Shift. Of course. So now they'll be able to haste the prime time. But we at least got rid of the Aftermath Analyst line. They only have one amulet effect, which is important to note. So they sacked, what, 4? So we're looking at Lotus, T-West, Bounce Land. Oh, interesting. I was not expecting that line of cards. I mean, they're gonna... The Jukabog means they're worried about Emrakul. Okay. I mean, I feel like this only reconfirms that they have a Titan in hand. Oh. Oh, yeah. Cultivate Colossus. Not as bad, actually. I'm kind of okay-ish with this. Okay, I need you to stop drawing the lands, though. I know you play like 30 some odd of them, but I need you to slow your roll. You do have the Boseiju. Alright. Are we done? No? We're still going? Oh, that's a problem. Still going. Okay. Uh-huh. We done? No? Oh, we're still going? Okay. I'm in danger. Okay, so putting triggers on the stack. I'm still very much in danger. They're going to pick up a Bajuka Bog. They're going to haste. There is 3 bounce triggers and 2 Lotus Field triggers. Sacrifice the Saga. Well, that's surprising. Sacrifices a Lotus Field, maybe? Yep. Saga trigger. Okay. Are we dead yet? Tireless Tracker. Imagine if that was on board. Jesus. The landfall triggers. Spelunking. I feel like everything else should be lands now. Grilled Turf. Trigger. Tracker. Picks up the Hedge Maze. Hasting the Cultivator Colossus, Explore, Blades Vesuva, so they can haste the tracker. Uh-huh. Okay, are we done yet? No, we're gonna crack a clue, right? Yeah, crack a clue. 11 damage. Yikes, man. I also have Boseiju in hand. I mean, I think I just take the 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'll take the 11. Down to 7. I'm in danger, but I'm not dead. Boseiju. Targeting. Yes, that resolves. I'll search for a forest. Draw. Do you have another Boseiju? I don't think you do. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, if only I'd seen Jailer, or not Jailer, but Myco Spawn earlier on the Rumble, that would have been ideal. Oh, not on the Rumble. What was it? The K command? Well, I guess we rumbled earlier into K command, that's right. 6. Wooded Foothills. Oh yeah, I guess we did have to shuffle. It was like, wait a second, shouldn't that have been another Myco Spawn? The Saga does worry me, so we'll get rid of the Saga. Right now we're just trying to buy time. Explore sorcery speed, right? Imagine if that was instant speed explore. Like, that's going to happen eventually, right? They just have instant speed explore. I guess... I guess there is growth spiral, right? Because I'm pretty sure that's instant speed. And then you put in a bounce land. You bounce the target. Draw a card. That is an interesting thought. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go E-temp. Wooded Foothill and passing. Draw a card with Tireless Tracker. Draw or get a land with Expedition Map. T-West. I'm in danger because they're going to be able to get Titan. 2, 4, 6 haste. Yeah. T-West. Am I guaranteed dead as a result? I can mitigate 7, 8 damage. Cultivator Colossus will be 8, 8 at least. Titan is 6, so that's 14. I can mitigate 8 of 14. I guess really 7 of 14, which is 7. So yeah, I think I'm just dead then, based on this. And they have the lands, that's for sure. 8, yeah. So I think, and it's actually going to pump Colossus to 10. It's actually 16. I can mitigate 7 down to 9. Yep, I did. Yeah, because pretty much the best I can do is block 7, take 7, which is lethal. Yup. Triggers. Yeah, let's not belabor the point. I'm just going to concede. Eyes will concede. Alrighty. Well, that was unfortunate. Yeah, that Colossus was pretty good there, to say the least. But that being said, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. Kahira, so Orm's Chant Lock. Gonna... what makes this hand better? Not much. I'm gonna mulligan. I will keep this hand, pitching a Forest. This is a K Command X2. Imprint Drift. Cast Talisman. Pass. And pass. The question is, when we cast the K Command, we could do it on upkeep. We could also force check. Ugin. So yeah, we really want this to resolve is the thing. So we could force check. That'd probably be the best opportunity for it to resolve. Let's see if they fetch. In response. Worst case scenario here is a Wrath the Skies or Force. Resolves, top, and draw, and pass. So maybe we just go kicked Mycospawn into Breaker. And pass. I guess we should hold all the Storm Giants. Do you have an orange chant? You do not. Kick, sowing Myco spawn. Let's get rid of your white source. I don't care about the hall right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6, 7. Blue, blue, counterspell. Yep, that's fine. I don't care for the body on board right now. I will go Cavernous Souls or E-Temp. I think we go E-Temp just on the off chance that they do have a way to interact with the spawn. I'd hate to get punished for that. And draw. K command. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Sanctum, Breaker, target Hall. Trigger, yes. For sowing Myco spawn. We're just going to keep on hammering at home pretty much. 2, 4, 6. Again, that way if they interact with the spawn, we can still cast it. I've just been burned too many times by playing aggressively around a spawn and then getting ultra punished. Surveil trigger. We have a body on board. And even if they cast... I guess if they have another land, they'll be able to go Orange Chant kicked. It doesn't need to be another white source, though. Otherwise, next turn we'll just Soin Mega Spawn kick their land. And then we'll start looking at Ugin or K command. Scouting Tarn. Passing. Draw. Do you have Orange Chant? You do not. Kick a Sowing Myco spawn. Target Archive. Go E-Temp so we can cast Null Drifter next turn. Down to 13. Fetch with the Scouting Tarn. I'll take this Archive, trigger. You can also always K command X1 if you really need. And hold. I'd keep one card on top. And passing. Draw for their K command. I'm gonna go to combat here before we do anything else. I am very tempted to try and rumble into something, but I think just the Null Drifter should be enough. Down to 4. Lethal is on board. 4, 6, 7. Null Drifter to hand. Cast Null Drifter, draw 2. Sorry, 7 deaths. Alright, Lethal's very much on board now. Let's see what you got, opponent. Old Fountain, tapped. Lauren revealed. Island, I'll be playing that. Pass. Island. So they could Orange Chant, stop me, but nope, they concede. Alright. So this is control. Win for game 1. I will want Lithomantic Barrage. Cut Karn. We want Soulish Jailer. Cut Returns. Cut Ghost Quarter or Bog? Bog has some relevance at times. Ghost Quarter also has some relevance, but I think it's fine to cut them both. Not the Hedge Maze, give me that back. Cut the Ghost Court. And we can bring in some number of Trinisphere. Basically, we're just trying to make sure we don't get locked. We could bring in Consign, as it does allow us to counter the Orange Chant, or rather the Scepter specifically. So that is a thought there. It doesn't have much relevance elsewhere is the thing. Whereas Trinisphere will tax the Scepter and Orange Chant. Yeah. Question is, do I want a fourth one? I don't think I need a fourth one. I think the Barrage is good because it hits Narset, hits Tameo, hits Teferi, hits Kahira, hits Solitude. I guess, does it hit Narset? Blue, right? Yeah. White, blue. Yeah, so this should be good. Yeah, let's run it like this. There's Gemstone Caverns. I'll keep. Opponent goes down to 6 cards. They do have a companion. But it's supposed to be in the revealed zone, which is weird. Not sure what's up with that. Exile K command and pass. Olive Fountain, tapped, draw. Jailer. It does stop Scepter Chant. So I think that might be right to cast here. Especially if shield's down. They could always have a force for the Rumble. Guess we want to Rumble first and then fetch. Or play a land rather. Draw. Sprawl. Let's start there. Red. Rumble. Fetch. Imagine a counter spell. Shock to 17. Counter spell. And pause on end step. No attacks. Pause. To the plains. A Teferi. There's Teferi. Teferi bounce. That's fine. Fetch. Hedge Maze. Trigger. Breeding Pool. Like, I don't want it. If you really want a soul land, I'll put it on top though. Red. Breeding Pool, tapped, and pass. Yeah, I really need a temple here. So 4 hits, another Rumble 6, Sowing Mycospawn 10, Writhing Chrysalis 14. So like we have plenty of hits right now. Triome. So they do have access to Prismatic Ending, I'm gonna guess. Another Teferi. Teferi bounce. Yep. Draw. Oof. Red. Forest. Pass. And pass. I mean, it looks like we're both in top deck mode right now. Teferi plus. Casting. Jace. Brainstorm. Looking at my top. So we need a way to deal with Jace. Lithomantic Barrage would do. Declines to use Jace's ability to land. Yeesh, man. Pass. We have so many hits off the top right now, it's not even funny. We're just going to see none of it. Meticulous Archive. Pass. Jace plus. So yeah, they're just going for the ult at this point. They see blood in the water. Chooses to use Jace's ability. Draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 short. Pass. Shoot, man. And yeah, if they have the Scepter lock, they can lock me out now. They can bounce the Jailer, Scepter lock, and it's a GG's. They could also just wait another turn, plus Teferi. Passing. Temporal Mastery. Yep. They can, in fact, play that. Consign would be good for that. Path the Exile. Okay. Do you have the Scepter lock? And you don't have the mana for it, so moot point there. Teferi, bounce, sprawl. Or probably just plus, right? Oh, they also have an additional turn, don't they? Oof. Look at the top of my deck. Chooses to use the ability. Teferi plus. Fetch with Scouting Tarn. Meticulous Archive. Keeps it on top. Pass it back. Prismatic endings. We read about the prismatic ending. Teferi plus. Surprised they didn't Teferi minus there to draw an additional card, but I think that they just don't care because in their mind they're gonna ult the Jace. Jace plus. And they're not wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're 4 short on Emrakul. And they didn't want to draw a card. It must mean they're pretty confident in what they have. That what they have can deal with whatever we could draw into. Declines to use Jace's ability. Yeah, we just drew into nothing but bricks. Get here in a hand. Draw. I mean, it gives me time. Surprised they left that on top. Pass. And pass. Jace plus. Look at me. Declines. Teferi plus. And Kahira. Draw. Cast Talisman. Does it resolve? It does. We pass. We don't have a second colorless source, so we can't play the K command. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 short on Emrakul. Teferi plus. Surprise again, they didn't bounce. To draw. Jace plus target me. Chooses to use its ability. 3 damage to 16. And we're not out yet, but it's not looking good. Draw. I mean, yeah. Pass. The Jace is going to kill me before the Kihira does, so... Paying cost. Revealed. Draws 3. Passing. Land. Teferi plus. Jace plus. Jace uses his ability. Okay, here for 3 to 13. And draw. See if we can resolve the Chrysalis. Do you have Consigned Memory? Because if we don't, then at least we then get to try and cast Cake. Ooh. I mean, yeah, I think we have to try for it. Trigger 1. Always yield. K commands. Ramp exile. Go for Kihira. Done. Paying cost. Players consign. Why didn't they consign that? That's so weird to me. Paying cost for Solitude. Solitude target Chrysalis. Yeah. Which means they're going to bounce the spawn. Fetch Flooded Strand. Meticulous Archive. Puts an island into yard, and we'll hold so we can sack the spawn when Teferi targets it. 4, 5, sack, no draw for you. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're 1 short of Emrakul now. Declines to use Jace's ability. Hallowed Fountain tapped, 4 cards in hand. We'll take 7 down to 9. We're not dead yet. And draw. Oh shit. We have all of our fetchables in our goddamn battlefield. No shot. 3 forests, 2 shocks, and our... Oh, that sucks. Of all the things, I'll play it, but I can't do anything with it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Damn. We'll pass. Again, we're not dead yet. Paying cost for another Solitude. That's lethal on board. I'll concede. So loss for game 2, on to game 3 then. I mean, to be honest, we lasted a lot longer than I was thinking we were going to, given the circumstances. We'll cut the gemstone, bring back in the Ghost Court. We did not see a single Orange Chant or Scepter that entire game. I'm wondering if we should cut Jailer and Trinisphere. It seemed like the main way they win is with Hall of Storm Giants, Jace, or Kihira beats. K-Return can deal with Kihira and sweep the Solitudes along with it. That's a thought. just bring back in the Karns. Yeah, just really, really weird. So I'll just run it back like this. I guess we could have brought in Consign for the Temporal, but I feel like we had, if they had Orange Chant, we would have seen it. Yikes. Mulligan this hand. I'll keep pitch the Sprawl or pitch the Talisman. We'll pitch the Sprawl. In retrospect, maybe we should have pitched the Talisman in case they force here. Hell, even a Prismatic Ending would be pretty rough. Forest, Sprawl, red. Okay. Pass. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe we should have held the Sprawl, pitched the Talisman. Hallowed Fountain, Shock, Prismatic Ending, shit. And that's the only explanation. Oh, okay, maybe not. Could be Spell Snare. Let's attempt to resolve the Talisman first. Breeding Pool, Shock. Rumble, Spell Snare? No Spell Snare. I mean, we go Temple here. And hold. And hold. Hallowed Fountain. Shock to 16. Holding. In that case, we'll use the K command as a permission spell. World Break. Yeah, we'll just hold the K command. Draw. Main. Plains to Fairy? No. End step. K command. We're not going to sack the spawn. Let's K command resolve. Paying cost for counterspell. Okay, so we have free reign. Draw. Ghost Court. World Break, target Hallowed Fountain, get rid of double blue. Pass. And hold. Okay. We'll take this archive. Trigger. No, double blue, so they need a consign for the sire. Draw. Sprawl, go to combat. Attack with World Break. Our Sprawl. We'll go for red again. Maybe I should have cast the or activated the Ghost Quarter prior to combat. There's a thought that they might not have a basic island. Or even if they do, if they would have went for it. There's the consign, so sire down. Revealed. Island, so they would have had an island. The question is whether or not they would have went for it. Hard to say. Meticulous Archive. I mean, they're gonna have to deal with the World Breaker at some point. Draw. Barrage. Combat. 6. Hold barrage. Paying cost for Rain Surge. So there is a weird thought here where I want to Ghost Quarter them. I'm gonna Ghost Quarter you. There's a chance that one of the cards on top's a Temporal Mastery. I want to test that. I think I was right. Yep, look at that. Sometimes you just have a feeling. And you go, So, I mean, they pretty much... Yeah, so, okay. You get a land drop, but that's about it, I think. Something felt like that was the right time to do that. Flooded Strand. We'll pass. And pass and hold. There's that island they've been holding on to. There's Jace. We can kill Jace. Are you Brainstorm? Brainstorm. Okay. And passing, draw. Null Drift. Go to combat. Attack you. Down to 1. 3, 6, 7. So what we can do here is Barrage Jace. Cast Null Drift. Draw 2. Play Temp and pass. And pass. Do we got it? You need to get rid of both bodies on board. There's Tef. Tef bounces, I imagine. If Tef just pluses, it means they have a Solitude in hand. That's fine. They might still have a Solitude in hand, admittedly. GG's. Oh, good stuff. I love little niche interactions like that, where they brain surged, clearly had cards on top that they may have wanted, and after seeing the Temporal Mastery, like I said, it just kind of felt like, now's the right time. Good stuff, though. So, we ended up 3-2 at the end of 5, which is not bad at all. Our main losses are to Through the Breach as well as to Amulet Titan, which Amulet Titan's a notoriously bad matchup, and Through the Breach, I mean, it felt like every time I was gaining momentum, they just always had the answer, so I can't really say that we played incorrectly. It's just that variance got us, and sometimes that happens. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. I want to say at this point, the deck is more or less locked in where it is. I think the only things that I would really change in any way, shape, or form is probably moving the hedge maze back to a commercial district. It's also possible just doesn't matter, and that just like having a surveil land in your opening hand is just objectively bad, right? So there's also that possibility to where it doesn't matter. I'll have to check the data and just confirm a few things, but that's probably what it is going to come out to, and it kind of comes down to personal preference. Other than that, kind of just some tweaking to the sideboard is all I'm kind of thinking of. Jailer's still good. There's a thought to if Neobrand continues to rise in play rate, that Grafdigger's Cage is going to be the right move. Let me take a look at Goldfish. I'm kind of curious now. And I say this every time, it's like, if. And for good reason, because the meta shifts all the time. Like, for example, Neobrand has kind of been hovering around like 3%. I think it was 2.4 last time I checked. But what has seen a significant rise in the last 7 days is Dimir Murktide, which with more counter spells in the meta, it means that Neobrand is going to do objectively worse by comparison. So between like Zoo running Stubborn Denial, Dimir Murktide running Spell Snare, it means that Neobrand will probably end up getting worse. So yeah, I mean, Jailer covers a lot of ground, whether it be Titan, whether it be Murktide or Oculus, whether it be Belcher, whether it be Ruby Storm, Goryo's, Sam combo. So it has a lot of good options. The alternative being Grafdigger's Cage pretty much does cover the same bases. It doesn't cover Amulet Titan, it mainly covers Oculus, Neobrand, Goryo's, and Sam combo. So it still covers like 4 decks out of, I want to say, like the 6-ish that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, so 4 out of 6 that I mentioned isn't bad. So like very similar coverage, and Trinisphere, of course, does carry a lot of weight as well. Other than that, the only other change that I can really point towards in the deck that I would consider at this point is just the removal package in the side. So whether that be Lithomantic Barrage, or it would be Lightning Bolt, Galvanic Discharge, Unholy Heat. Personally, I think you need to have a minimum of 3 damage available to you. So I'm personally a fan of Lithomantic Barrage, Bolt, or Galvanic Discharge. And then Dismember, but Dismember has proven to just kind of be a very meh card. And Lithomantic Barrage, we haven't got enough data just yet to say with any degree of certainty, so we'll have to wait and see there. So a lot of things to consider in that regard as far as like the removal package, but that's kind of the only thing that I'm kind of like about, and just waiting to get more data. So I'm thinking maybe we start developing a different deck. I know a lot of people, of course, love Eldrazi Tron. I'll be transparent, was really thinking for a while about doing like Brood Scale, but people just were not interested in watching Brood Scale, so I'm thinking I'm probably gonna maybe dip my toes back in Eldrazi Tron, as there's not much change happening with Eldrazi Ramp. I think I'm set on no Airghast. I think I'm set on like the current split of Null Drifter, Karns, Chrysalis, etc. It seems to be doing well. Like I said, main other change would be the Surveil Land and the removal package, but that's about it. So maybe we'll be back with Eldrazi Tron tomorrow and kind of flesh out that deck, whether it be is Fleshraker better than Sowing Mycospawn? Should we be running Trinisphere mains or Chalice mains, right? So trying to answer those questions and fleshing out that deck as well. But with that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me and with my success and failure, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, at which point I'll be able to start monetizing these videos. Once we're able to do that, I'll be able to start saving up towards a stream PC so I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can get early access to my YouTube videos and any updates I make to my deck guides. With that being said, I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye!